world, and say why music. Hello world, and say why music, and you can roll with it or refuse it. I say hey, ways to the world, this is my day. Something like BK, have it my way. This is my time, I'ma shine so much.
We're here. He be the one them called Timo Peach.
It's true, and he is clearly AY Young.
What up?
And this is
Well, it's the Global Goals Music Roadshow, guys.
yes,
Yeah,
it is.
It's the only show, right? Like designed to empower you, like to change your world with us and shape a healthier future for the planet. Our mission is to turn like the people of the world, like humans, influencers on social media, activists, artists. That's outlets, companies, corporations, which I call that outlets, into bring you guys into this battery to power change, charge using the universal language of music, man. Huh?
Yes, we do. Now, he's in the US, I'm in the UK, and we're both musicians and creatives passionate about positive change and encouraging you to feel like you can get involved. We found our passion and our confidence through making music, and this is some of his music.
Woo, that's such a good transition. I mean, gosh dang it, how do I
know.
go with that?
So irrelevant, wouldn't you the dream? That was everything, evidently he was relevant. You couldn't see it, but the dream was excellent. Never seen many other men with a clear plan. I'm never giving in. Hates on the top, words in the wind. Mama always said, son, always dream. Say I'm that guy, I'm that guy, I'm that guy, I'm that guy. Ever been to Neverland with a palm of the world in your hand? Say I'm that girl, I'm that girl, I'm that girl, I'm that girl. Ever been to Neverland with a palm of the world in your hand?
Oh, that was an old one. And here's some of his music. Timo Mc...
From speed and plow to silver transports far above the earth.
Music battle.
And then we all fall like dominoes. It's coming up.
That's my jam. You don't have anything ready.
I didn't know.
Nostalgia like nostalgia like crack addicts and to looking back and where all always goes. We guess somebody knows now. Forever. Yeah, I live forever. This song. I tell my story. Forever.
Fine.
Okay, I'm done.
Oh no, I did it. I just hit play and it didn't come on.
You weren't prepared for that.
We could do this all night. Well, now we have plugged in our passion through all this silly business, but we want you to feel like you can plug your passion into the new songs and stories of us, because we think passion is where change starts. So we are asking, what's your passion?
Not what's in your wallet. Which I love that commercial. Yeah, because guys, we believe everyone is an outlet for change. That's you, that's me, that's the big corporations, that's all of us, right? It doesn't matter how big or small you are. We're on this mission to get the world plugged in. The Battery Tour is an outlet for you to plug in and connect to your passion. It doesn't matter who you are. Again, we hope to inspire you to do two things: power the tour, do one thing differently, right? Take an action because you can, bro.
Because you can. Now, my colleague here, is the UN's young leader to the US. And tonight, he's not the only young leader in the building. We'll circle back to that. Essentially, I am here to sort of keep him topped up and refreshed. Yeah. Are you ready for some green screen tea, sir? Here we are.
People are gonna wonder what the point of this show is.
That's great. It is. No, and tonight's mixture is I've seen too much. And I hope you enjoy that.
That was good.
Do you think it might be time to
It's
discover
about
who
that
else?
time.
It's show number 23. Welcome to the Global Girls Music Roadshow. It's a packed show tonight with people around the world. And I think it's time we asked that question that I am getting to as I scroll through the endless stream of
Global goals guests from the east to the west. I said, can you guess where the global goals guests are from this week? Because they could be basically from anywhere.
I mean, yeah, dude, like pretty much anywhere.
who do we have on the show tonight? First of all, it is Melanie.
Oh!
And then it is Ben.
Oh, wait, you're waiting for, okay, what's up,
yeah.
man?
You see what I'm doing here?
I don't know.
No.
What's going on? What's going on?
Hey, welcome
Guys,
to the
we
show,
never
both of you.
do 3 at one time. We normally do 2, then we bring in 1, but then I threw in Miss Melody today random. But we have a queen here today. Hello.
And our third guest is Mariama.
Hello.
Bonjour, bonsoir. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
All of you.
Yo,
So-
it's so good to finally have you all here. Gosh, we got some good people.
Now, I want to ask where in the world you all are. Ben, where in the world are you?
Out of the same place AY hails from, that's Kansas City, Missouri.
Smack in the middle, Missouri, not Kansas, everybody.
That's correct.
Melanie, where are you?
I'm in Melissa, Texas, which is a suburb of Dallas, Texas.
Okay, Texas. And Mariama, where in
I'm
the world
in
are you?
Senegal, in West Africa.
Senegal, she's our first
Oh my
African in
God.
Africa.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's super dope. We're all over the world.
And now, mate, we don't know where to start with such a rich smorgasbord of people.
Right.
Anyway,
I mean, like really simple. We just go down the line, and we'll start with now my sister and making change right now. What's up, girl? Like my fellow young leader. Like tell people like what do you do? Like who are you and what are you doing?
So guys, I'm really glad to be there with you. The show is really crazy. I love your energy. So I'm Mariam from Senegal, and I'm a civil engineer, and I'm working in ecological buildings. So I'm very passionate about environment. So when I started studying to combine my passion about environment and my study according to the UN, the building sector accounts for 40% of global of gas emissions, and that was the point. That is a really big problem everywhere in the world. So to combine my passion with environment, we created DNA. And with DNA, we started buildings. Yeah, that's amazing. That's it. And with DNA, we started building because we are all in buildings. Houses, workplaces, and just for all the time we spent there, they must provide us well-being. And that's why we're trying. That's what we are trying to do today with DNA by proposing environmental, eco-friendly buildings with ecological materials like clay. And yeah, that's it.
Yes, and you work with lots of different materials to keep it as carbon neutral as possible and some beautiful modern designs. I love your work.
Yeah, that's it. We're really trying to, because our ancestors were using earth materials to build their houses.
Yes.
Wow.
Concept.
Okay.
And to make people accept this new type of building and to take care of the environment, if I can use this word.
Yes.
to reduce the impact of buildings on the environment, and to live in a healthier world. I think that it's really important.
Man, that's super important. I mean, I see the SDGs behind you. Okay, oh my gosh. Well, Miss Melanie, tell people what you do. Like, let them know who you are, girl, because you do a lot. What's up?
Well, I'm so impressed by Mariama's project. I'm hoping I'll get to learn more later. But I work for EarthX TV, and I produce a program that amplifies youth voices. And to me, my passion is mentoring youth and creating awareness for environmental issues and helping give young people and all people actually, some place that they can amplify the work that they're doing, like what you guys are doing, so that, we all come together and have different projects that hopefully we won't have so many environmental problems eventually,
Yeah. How long has EarthX been going as a platform?
So we're I think we're going on our 12th year. It started as a little one-day Earth Day event and it was Earth Day Dallas. And it just exponentially over the years went to Earth Day Texas and then EarthX. And in 2019, we were the world's largest environmental experience. And we were here local, but we had people from all over the world come, and we had a film festival and a music festival and we had 700 sustainable exhibitors. We had 7,000 school kids come through, and it was all a very physical event. And then, of course, COVID happened, and we had 5 weeks to become all virtual. And now we've launched EarthX TV, and we have, I think we're up to 12 original content programs. But you can download our app on Roku. You can download our app on Apple TV and lots of other platforms. And so hopefully now we can reach a lot more people. It's kind of been a really fun ride.
Well, from the west coast of Africa, in Dakar in Senegal, we bounced to Texas with Melanie, and now we're just sneaking up the road in the middle of the US to KC. And Ben, you are a musician. Hey guys. You're a musician and other things, aren't you?
Yes, that's correct. I was former Army, and after about 4 surgeries, had to get out, do something different. Now I work for General Services Administration, and part of what we do there is try to create a sustainable future as well, and going carbon neutral and paperless, and pushing products that actually help sustain the environment. And my new song, Sunshine, is all about bringing people together. No matter what color, what background, what ethnicity that you have or you are, I think everybody is made from the same red dirt. That's my own opinion. And so Sunshine, man, it brings everybody. It's time again to come out, and let's all get together, invite the neighbors in, and let's be a people together.
Benjamin Hyatt.
Love that.
Benjamin Hyatt takes tonight's prize for the most efficient link. The most efficient link of the show from
that's amazing. I mean, right, Timo, and that's what our show is about when we talk about everyone's an outlet. Your phrase, everyone's made from the same red dirt. Mariama. Am I saying that right? Mariama. Okay, yeah. Okay, it's it's just so cool. Okay, Mariama, I'm gonna try to do it. Okay, I'm from I'm not the best at pronouncing. I'm sorry. Just excuse me if I screw up. Yeah, but when I think about what you're doing for the environment, and then you think about EarthX and the things that now they're doing kind of in a virtual space. It's interesting how all of these different pieces. We talk about this all the time. How it is connected. How sustainability is connected, and art can be a huge motivational piece, obviously, right? To make an impact. I mean, that's what I continue to see week in and week out, bro. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know. And and week in, week out, it's the way that it's not just that our guests bring different bits of the SDG spectrum. It's the fact that we all do within ourselves. And so there's Ben's expert link there between his past, what he's doing now, and the music wraps it all up, from Sunshine to reducing something here to serving in the military elsewhere, at service, all in one link. So I think Go on.
And I have a question too for Marianne. I want to learn a little bit more, like with the DNA thing. Like, so you're like, because you said you're taking your passion, which is what we're all. That's what I believe in. Is like, in order to make a change, guys, I feel like we should use our passion. You know, Miss Melanie, we talked about that today, right? But like, so with DNA, you have this passion for the environment. Explain a little bit more, like what you're basically helping buildings become more sustainable to a degree, or like learn how, or can you explain that more?
Yes, not
okay. There's a lag, I think.
It's a healthy environment that we are trying to put in place in order to impact our communities. Because beyond the buildings, I'm also touring high schools to talk to young people about climate change, about its consequences, because everyone experience the consequences of climate change every day. Because on a small scale, we all feel it in our countries below the tropics. It's getting hotter and hotter. The rains also are getting scarce. So for your question, AY, with DNA, we just trying to sensitize people about the importance of building healthy, about the importance of building also green, because we have to reduce the just when we are preparing cement, when we are preparing cement, we are polluting, and it's really dangerous.
Yes, Mariama, you
Yeah,
said earlier.
Yeah.
You said, sorry, there's a slight lag. I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry.
And we are trying really to sensitize people, to make them be aware of the impact and the importance, because it's really the time to start acting. And to start acting with people around us, it's also to ask them to not to build in other materials, but to really start with green materials.
Yeah.
Because it's for the planet and for the environment and for the community. And that's it. So at DNA, we are really passionate about it, because the team, they love the environment, so they are doing their best. And as you said, with passion, we can change the world. So we are doing really great efforts to sensitize people.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like you're bringing information. You're like, you're convening people. I look at what you're doing, EarthX and Melanie with like Planet 911. This is along the same lines of like, let's find. I mean, explain more about the planet thing. I mean, you're finding young people, right? And then you're giving their stories a platform, because there are actually a lot of young people that are doing things and want to know. By the way, this is the Global Goals Music Roadshow, and if you are listening, leave a comment below. If you're a young person that's doing something, tell us what you're doing. Like, yeah, Melanie, talk about that. Like, because you're compiling lists you're seeing a lot of really cool stuff, right?
Oh my gosh. I mean, the young people blow me away. And it's just a highlight for me to be able to be into a position where I can sort of help bring them together, package them in stories. And like your show, Planet 911 Youth Reports basically takes youth and they interview other youth climate activists, planet heroes, people who are making a difference. And we have some little contests, and we have a creative corner, which highlights like musicians who have environmental songs or environmental art or spoken word or, different things. And we're just helping amplify all of those youth actions. And we're always looking for more people to highlight. So, gosh, I mean, we'd love to have Miriam on.
She's wonderful.
Well, yeah, and we need to firstly, mate, we need to get some of those young people actually on our show, don't we? Talk to them about
their show,
definitely. But also talking about the music there, obviously a central part of what we do on this show is using music and art to help tell the new songs and stories of us, to help us picture what the future can look like. Ben, what's inspired you in your music over the years?
So I think, music, like you were saying, should be used to bring people together. And you can take that music and that passion and empower young people, like you were saying. That's what gets them excited. It's what gets us excited. It's what gets me excited. And I think, again, I have a project that's called Villain in Me, and I got to take this shameless plug here, playing at the Uptown Theater in Kansas City, July 8th. Doors open at 6:30. And this new project is all about the veterans and the fact that they gave so much, and their families and what they had to deal with. But not only the veterans, also everybody that you come in contact with. That's anyone. We all affect each other. And again, we're all made from the same red dirt. So we should figure out how to get along.
Wow. Everyone you come in contact with, we all affect each other. That's so true.
Yeah.
Did serving sort of help? It must have helped make your worldview in that sense. The idea of seeing
Absolutely.
the world and interdependence, and then seeing difficult things.
Also, seeing people from every background, all of us working as one team, and helping others overseas and here at home. For me in the U.S., it's been eye-opening to see all the different backgrounds, and just to see the vision that we can all actually be on the same page, no matter what background we're from.
Yeah, I love it. Look, I think it might be time to ask this question. I think it might be. Do you think it's time? I think it's time.
What goal are you most plugged into? Seriously, we need to know what goal you like.
Okay, rapid fire, 20 seconds. Tell us, you can start. Mariama, what is the goal you're most plugged into?
It's the goal 13, about climate action.
Okay, dope. Of course, right? Why? Give me a quick why. Like, why is that the goal you're most plugged into?
Because the goal 13, because as I said, I'm very passionate about environment and taking care to protect that environment and preserve it. I'm really trying to also involve young people in the fight, in this fight against climate change. And also the work we are doing with DNA, sustainable homes, sustainable buildings, but it's also a way to preserve the environment. It's a way to also do an action for against climate change. Because when we reduce the impact of buildings, we reduce the greenhouse gas emissions, we reduce the air pollution.
Yeah.
It's all
connected.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Again, back to what Ben was saying, it's all connected, right, Timo? Melanie, 20 seconds, what's up? Goal you're most plugged into, what's up?
Well, I'm very passionate about many of them, but of course I eat, breathe, drink the water, and wake up sometimes at 3 a.m. to goal 13 because of my work at EarthX. So.
Oh, snap.
Yeah,
that's
so
the one that told me. I want to talk about this for 1 second. Like, the whole world, and here's Julia saying, this is amazing. Everyone plugging into each other to make the world a better place. Thank you all. I mean, that's what being an outlet's about. We're all about. EarthX is out here making outlets with the young people, telling stories of other young people. So now you're turning people. But I'll say this. So many people talk about climate action, and what I love about the framework of the SDGs, those pictures, those emblems that Mariama is sitting behind or sitting in front of, is that, when you learn that, climate action is great, right? But there's other pieces that are connected and influence climate action. And I love this show because it shows that it's even more than just that too, in the sense of to the general public who may not know anything other than just climate action. Benjamin, what about your goal, bro?
Well, I think 3 and 16. 3 is good health and well-being, and 16 is peace, justice, and strong institutions. Nice. And I just think, for me anyway, personally, I know everybody believes differently, but I believe in God, and again, we're all made the same is the way that I feel about it. And so, if we can all strive to have better well-being for each other, psychologically, spiritually, and also in justice and peace. Who doesn't want justice and peace? And that is what I strive for in my music.
You're going to convert me to that goal. You understand? Because I agree.
I'm trying.
But I will say they're all interdependent too. It's really difficult, even when my work focuses on one. They all connect.
Yes. And we got Debbie's comment here. Because of AY and also being an outlet, my husband just bought a solar powered generator.
Oh,
Debbie,
nice.
Let's go.
Debbie, that's great.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, and we do always talk about things being interconnected. And I found that when you pull at one thread of sustainability, wherever your passion starts you very quickly end up pulling at all of it and go, wait, but I need, then that affects that. Maybe I'll change the way I eat. And so whenever we ask what goal you're plugged into, we joke that it's a kind of, it's a false question, because the answer actually is they're all connected.
That's so good. Like, dude, the whole thing about like wherever, what did you say? Wherever your passion, what did you say? Like that was
Did
such
I
a
say
good.
it well? Yeah, wherever your passion.
And then hold on.
Is that my agent calling?
Oh shoot! It's not the agent. We got someone on the line. He rules the land of the tour. It's the man, Steven. What?
Just because why not? I think it's the first time we've gone to 6 panels on the show. This is amazing.
This is the first time, guys, really quick. I mean, we're gonna get into Project 17 and what the battery tour is doing, how we're trying to bring the world together. And man, Mariama, I can hear her on the poetry album. I can't wait to tell you what's happening in that space. But here, guys, it's been so long since we've seen some battery tour people. Here is Steven, the tour guy, man. I mean, over phase 2. What's up? Give him an update. Tell him what the heck you've been up to in the tour, guys. Like, the tour is phase 2. We're gonna do 17 dates, 1 date for each of the SDGs next year. Right now I'm in the middle of making the album, right? The world's first sustainable album. So I'm making 1 song for each of those sustainable development goals with some of the biggest artists, influencers, and activists in the world. And here's Steven, kind of working on that. What's up, dude? Talk to me, Steven.
Hey, Wyatt. Hey, Timo.
Hey, man.
Yeah, so here I am. I'm here to report in on the tour. So the tour has grown, right? So look, I guess what I'll say is, unlike most tours, right? We're not going to just come in and just perform a series of shows and then leave town. We're gonna come to town and we're gonna leave it better than
Oh, right.
So that we have this thing called legacy projects, and we're building partnerships with people and corporations, and we're gonna partner with communities and leave. I don't know, AY. Do you want to talk about any of these specifically, or just keep it big picture?
No, that's perfectly said. I mean, guys, I don't know if you know the project that we're doing and even why we're all on this call. You know, my idea and goal is to bring the world together. And like I said, you know, we're doing this album. You know, we're doing this tour, and it's so cool. I just wanted you to pop in. People don't know that there's all these. You guys all know Mariama, Milena, Benjamin, you're in a band. You know that it takes an army to make something happen. It takes a team. And so, you know, I just love to show the fact that it's going to take a team to do this battery tour, Project 17, but it's going to take the world coming together as outlets plugged into each other, whether you're an artist, whether you're an activist, whether you're a young leader, whether you're Shakira or Billie Eilish, you know, coming together, collectively taking a step forward. And that's what this project's about. Steven, man, thanks for coming on. For sure.
Yeah.
And we have more exciting stuff to share in due course, don't we? About won't go into it too much now, but the battery tour's ESG ambitions, for reporting what we're doing.
We do. We're that's huge. That's the big thing we're doing next is, you know, it's going to be measurable. Our impact's going to be measurable, and we're just kicking that off on Monday. So
that's great. So let's keep that as a tease. But I wanted to just quickly mention it. Look forward to getting into that.
Yeah.
Okay. Ciao for now, man. Thanks for joining us on the show.
Bye, everyone.
Oh, snaps. That was Steven, guys. Hello. Yo, this is such a great. I mean, shoot, Timo, what? We should tell them how we freaking got here. If they don't know.
Do you think maybe we should run VT and tell them how you and we got here?
Would you guys like to know a little bit of history?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Everybody say yeah.
Yes.
Hey.
A local hip-hop artist makes an international name for himself. He is the first artist to power his concert with 100% renewable energy.
It is a real honor to recognize Mr. A.Y. Young, the founder of Battery Tool.
It's incredible. Can't wait for you to see this. The United Nations is now throwing its support behind it.
Mr. Young has made a big impact in his young life, born in 1991. He's a singer-songwriter, a dancer, producer, entrepreneur, and sustainability advocate. He's staged and performed more than 800 concerts. He was named by the United Nations recently as one of 17 youth world leaders of the world. The only individual selected for that honor from the United States.
I'm looking forward to stimulating this local economy further, bringing entrepreneurs together, bringing businesses together, bringing the world together, so we can make some change.
I'm AY with the battery tool, and we're here, and beautiful. We're gonna bring power, solar energy, supplies, reading glasses, all those things. The Timo Peach. Hey, mama.
If it's true.
The Global Girls Music Roadshow International News Bulletin, brought to you by top correspondent Timo McNewsface.
Hello, yes, this is the Global Girls International News Bulletin with me, Timo McNewsface. And there really is only one climate story this week, and it's the headline about British Columbia and the northwest coast of America. It is enjoying, if that is the word, I don't think it is, a heat wave that is unprecedented, and many are saying is undoubtedly linked to climate crisis. Residents of a Canadian village which recorded the country's highest ever temperature of nearly 50 degrees centigrade, that's 121.3 degrees Fahrenheit. They have now been forced to flee the town of Lytton in British Columbia because of a wildfire. And also many more deaths compared with normal this year have been recorded in the last couple of weeks. Some over 400 deaths have been recorded there. A very difficult circumstance, a very difficult headline for climate change. And I'm joined now by our top correspondent, the local rocker. Hello. Hello, is that the local rocker? You have a little bit of feedback there.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, you are playing with your echo chamber, undoubtedly. You
I have no idea why I'm echoing.
It's quite spacey. Now, obviously, we are facing a very serious circumstance locally in BC, in the northwest. How are you finding the effects of climate change where you are, local rocker? We seem to have lost the sound there on the local rocker.
Oh, hello.
He has returned. Yes.
Hear me. I am working. I'm working locally. Hello.
Yes, hello. You're coming in loud and clear now, local rocker.
I am so clear. I have heard of all these fires and high temperatures.
Yes.
Community suffering locally. It sounds terrible.
It is a very serious circumstance indeed, and it will change. Many people have been forced to leave their homes and whole livelihoods have changed, and lives indeed have been lost. How would you respond to this as a local champion of music? Were you in that circumstance?
Can you take me high? Oh, I have good vocals. I will say, we must come together locally. We can tackle these issues locally. If we just rock together locally, it may take music like Benjamin Guy. It may take all kinds of environmental programs like the DNA thing. But I know it's an organization.
Yes.
Is in your blood, but she means DNA by something else. Or like Earth X, who will bring people together. We must fight together with music together.
Yes. That's very nice. I'm not going to argue with you there creatively. I think music can bring, many are reporting that music can bring the power to heal and to inspire. And so our hearts go out to those in BC tonight dealing with this, and much to reflect on for all of us there, for future concerts, for future coming and going. Signs of climate crisis do appear to be increasing. So I thank the local rocker for joining us. I believe we're getting a slightly bad signal there and he's gone. I've been Timo McNewsface. This has been the International Global Girls Music Roadshow News Bulletin.
The Global Girls Music Roadshow International News Bulletin. Brought to you by top correspondent Timo McNewsface.
Hey, Cassie Fogel here. I have been in education for 13 years. Like many teachers, I am always trying to find new ways to engage and motivate students. I am charged up about AY Young's Battery Tour Global Goals Project. AY Young and the Battery Tour is a perfect way to engage students to use their passions and interests to discover opportunities to change the world. It is time we educate our students on the global goals and empower them to take charge and making a difference. Join AY Young and the Battery Tour and be an outlet teacher. That's great.
Yes, indeed. Education, such a massive thing here. We are seeing times that are trying to take us all to school at the moment, aren't we? As more and more things like the news from the Northwest comes in. So welcome back, everybody. You are watching the Global Girls Music Roadshow. What do we think about how we teach our children about what we're watching on the news at the moment? Is this going to help do that in some way?
I think that's very important, what we teach our kids, how we tell them what exactly they need to look out for. If nobody else is going to tell them, they're going to have to figure it all out for themselves. So it's very important what we end up telling our kids and tell them that we need to create sustainability for the future, not just for our current generation, but for those that come after us.
Yeah, indeed. How do we think that we can inspire them, though? Because we're so used to disaster storytelling all across the news. When we get true disaster like this linked to stuff like our behaviors as a planet, how do we make that scary stuff much more inspiring for our children and for ourselves?
That's a good question.
Melanie, I think you're muted. You're the perfect person to answer, but I think you're on mute.
Sorry. As a mom, I will tell you, and as a, someone who works with youth, that I think there's different levels of exposure that you give to different ages, and different ages can comprehend different pieces of the puzzle. But the youth have really surprised me at how much they can take on and achieve themselves. And once they have something in mind, they run with it. And, one of our biggest things that we talk with when right now, I have I'm managing a fellowship for youth, and we have 16 youth from 11 different countries participating ages 13 to 22. And one of the things, we've said is to be focused on, don't let it make you so afraid you can't do anything. Find one thing that you can do and celebrate that, even if it's small, because it will lead to bigger and bigger change. One step leads to the second one and the next one. And before you know it, you're AY Young or Mariama or Ben, so, or Timo.
and let's, Timo is the man. And Timo, you're so humble, bro. This is guys. By the way, my co-host is one of the most hardworking, coolest, talented people I think I've met in the galaxy. Jesus Christ, he's 10 times better than me. He legitimately is.
Anyway,
man, for sure, dude. Holy crap! But
mate, you love each other. That's obvious, and we're inspiring each other. Just I love you too, brother. All of us inspiring each other. Mariama, I feel that there is what we're talking about here a little bit is storytelling, and I feel that in the bricks and materials that you choose in your architecture, you're telling local stories. You're bringing people back to, instead of globalized concrete, which is problematic, you're telling local stories in your designs. Would you say that's true?
Yeah, that's it. And, about my story, I was raised by my grandmother, and very early, she encouraged me to love trees. So we had a garden at home and vegetable garden also. So we were watering them together. And as I grew up, I developed this passion to protect the trees around me, to also plant some trees for the benefits they give us. And when I start also going at school, reading also some articles about all of this, about climate change, and I thought myself that I have really something to do, because I'm super sensitive to the issues in my community. So all the time I'm thinking about how can I do something, how can I help, how can I really make others' life better. And all my actions are more about protecting and preserving the environment. So I'm raising awareness.
Incredible.
I'm raising awareness about climate emergency. And since it's time for action, I'm trying to inspire through actions. For example, when I go in high school with young students, we just not talk about the importance, but we plant trees. We do some activities about recycling, And I think that it's important because we young people are having a fight. And I think that it's a fight for every human being. As far of the well-being of the planet is something that matters. So we must preserve our resources, save the planet, and the most important, join our forces, because it's all of us fighting for the next generation.
Mariama, not to cut you off, but I want to highlight something that you said. You said that all the time or every day, you're thinking about, what can I do? I noticed that you said, what can I do? How can I help? What kind of, and that's the kind of thinking and what I think being an outlet, Timo, right, is all about. It's a lot of people listening, a lot of the listeners and people that plug in, they ask us, and we hear this all the time, Timo, right? Well, I can't do anything. I'm not McDonald's, or I don't have $1 billion. What do you want me to do? What can I do? But it's interesting to say that, and we can, and all of us here are a testament today that if you're Ben, with his cute puppy, that cute puppy, artist in Kansas, right? Right? That's an odd moment. Or if you're a mother, or if it doesn't matter where you're at, Africa, here, there, this country, this place, that you can actually take an individual action and make an impact. I think that's important to know. Right,
that's
Timo?
important because people think that they have to start big things, but no, we just have to start small. And step by step, one goes far. We just have to start where we are and what we have. So just to start is, I think if we start, we'll have the energy, the power, because if we are passionate about it, we can change the world. So we'll find other passionate who will join us and help us make more impact.
Yes,
it's really important.
Definitely. And, Mariama and all of you are doing impressive things, but you all started by taking one step and putting yourself into a new experience, right?
One thing that we try to do to help the youth and other people is we try to have a call to action on our shows.
Yes.
And not that we're saying you have to go and do this thing, but to give them a place to jumpstart if they don't already have their own call to action.
Yeah.
And Melanie, I think you hit the nail on the head with something earlier too, that you said, we don't want to scare anybody into doing anything. And, you know, passion is great, but when you only focus on that one scary thing, instead of teaching our kids to use logic and to see where we're really going, that gets dangerous. So I think teaching them, like you said, is very, very important.
Yeah. And that's been, you know, you're saying that as partly as a musician and a creative and a storyteller, which is all about passion, but also you're saying you sound like an engineer at the same time, which of course Mariama is. Mariama's also a designer and an engineer, and you know, and that's what it takes to build television shows and films as well, isn't it, Mariam? So yes, amazing. AY, this is just building to a beautiful kind of conclusion, and I
mean, totally.
And if anybody's going to kind of, I don't know, sum it up beautifully, man, it's you. We could really take this show to a lovely conclusion.
Yeah, no, I mean, totally, yeah, bro.
And if you want to, I mean, if you want to just jump right in, sum it up, take it home.
Yeah. I mean, hold on one sec. I mean, I'm literally getting.
But if
I'm getting a call, dude.
But if you just.
Is that my agent calling?
Yeah,
we could just keep him for a
I'm
minute.
moving
like
right
2
now.
minutes.
Just give me a minute. Hey, Timo.
Timo. Yes.
I mean, guys.
Okay, he's.
I actually gotta go, bro. Like, I mean, I have a meeting literally.
This has
right
been
now
like
about the global citizen stuff, and then I gotta hop in the studio because I'm working on Billie Eilish. Hey, bro. Guys, you guys are awesome. I gotta go, bro. I gotta go. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, if we.
I
really thought that this week maybe, you know, it's been quite a special show, and that maybe he could stay. Anyway, well, so there we are. That's the life of Showbiz Changemaker. It's been wonderful to have all three of you together on one show from our different parts of the world.
grab my keys. Okay. See
okay. No, but you can really come back.
Thank you so much for including me in this wonderful program.
There it is. No, you're very welcome indeed, Melanie.
Thank you so much. It was amazing.
So much fun.
You know, Mariama, you know what it's like to move at speed as a busy young leader. Have you got anything else you'd like to say to AY's empty chair and to our listeners?
It was so. I thank you, AY, the team, Batitao, Ben, Melanie. It was really a pleasure to be in this show with you. And the message is the same. We are the young people, so we have the power, we have the energy. So let's just focus on our work. Let's just be passionate about what we are doing, and for sure, we change the world. Thank you, guys.
Fantastic, lovely for that. And where can people find you? What's your website address?
Yeah.
Mariam. What is it? We'll put it up. Don't worry. We'll stick it in the bottom.
Okay, it's okay. Let me write it.
Okay, that's fine. We'll do that. Thank you. Meanwhile, Ben, thanks for having us on the show. Where can we find your new single?
You can go anywhere to Spotify, iTunes, benhyattband.com, or on Facebook. And that's going to be coming out the 8th and the 9th and other places. So all around the world.
Wonderful. The Ben Hyatt Band. Go and find him and his crew there. Mate, lovely to have you on the show and for all the insights you brought together. And Melanie, it's earthx.org, is it? Where can we find?
earthx.org or earthxtv.com, and you can download the EarthX TV app if you have almost any platform.
Right, and it's Planet 911. Is that the show?
Planet 911 Youth Reports is the show that I produce, and that amplifies all the youth. But we have a lot of other really wonderful shows like Road to Glasgow and a whole bunch of others. So check it out. And maybe you guys, I'd love to get more of you on our shows too.
Yes, it's we love a crossover here. So bless you all. Thanks ever so much. Ben, thanks for joining us. And Melanie, thanks for joining us. And Mariama, ciao for now. Thank you. Merci beaucoup, Mariama.
Merci beaucoup. Au revoir. Bye.
Bonsoir. Bonsoir. And, you know, that is apparently our show then. And I'm here somewhere as well. Oh, look, I've got some. That's not very technically good, is it? If I do this, not that you really need it, but here I am as well. You've got like two of me. So yeah, that is our show. Oh, it's like this one I want, really, isn't it? Yeah, what have we learned from our show tonight? I mean, crikey. It always comes back to storytelling and having a go yourself, pushing your body into a new start. We touched on education and how, you know, crikey, how do we tell the story of the climate crisis when it erupts so frighteningly? But as we learned from Melanie, wow, do young people, when given the voice, when given the platform, they find ways to be positive and creative. And goodness me, do we need creativity right now? So if you want to join in on the Global Girls Music Roadshow and share a bit of your story and how you want to or are plugging in your passion, then you just need to jump on to ayyoung.com and be part of the battery tour. Because we can change the world. Is that a lie they told? I should stop doing that because you know, it's my favorite song of AY's, and I'm just turning it into some kind of end of the night cheese, and I can't wait for it to come out. We'll hear it again on another channel. This has been the Global Girls Music Roadshow. I've been Timo Peach, the bloke from Momo Tempo, with my colleague AY Young, young leader to the UN, with our first assembly of other UN leaders, with Mariama from Senegal. Sign up at ayyoung.com. Love you.
Teachers, leaders, dreamers, let's go. They always